Hey guys, welcome back to Skylanders Ring of Heroes. We are very blessed today. We've got a very special guest in Spamandrice. If you haven't seen him, he's over on Twitch all the time. Has got a YouTube channel as well, so I'll leave all the links in the description. Check him out. But welcome, Spam. How you doing, man?
Hey, I'm doing good, man. Thanks for having me, bro.
Thanks, man. I really appreciate you coming on the channel. I have said that I'm going to try and do more collabs, and you're the first one to come over, so I really do appreciate you making the time for me. I did have a day off, and I just said, hey, dude, if you've got some time, can we do a collab? And he's like, I don't sleep. So that was perfect. So in this video, we're going to be talking about B10 Auto. I have said, like, I'm struggling to get content out, and I'm falling behind the race. And I thought, why not get one of the experts in B10 Auto on the channel, and we can start going through that. So what we want to do is talk about the different sort of units that you can use, and we do know work in B10 Auto. We'll talk about the team that Spam is using, and he's getting more and more success with it as he puts more skill ups into it. We'll talk about the other options, and we'll go from there. So Spam, we may as well take it away with the team that you're currently using and start from there, and then we'll go to other units.
Well, the team I'm currently using is Ninjini, Spitfire, and Igniter, right?
Yep.
Today I had a successful run. Before I skilled up anything, since I'm free to play, I kind of am very, very picky with what I skill up, right?
Yep.
So before I even ever skilled up anything, I wanted to see how it ran. And that team is just like so good that it was able to auto it without skill up gems. Obviously, it's not consistent, but just like any team that can auto B10 without skill up gems just knows it's a good combo, right? Prior to that, I was using units like Light Jetpack, Kaboom. However, in my opinion, the best way to auto B10 is just straight damage. Now that we have Gopher as a villain, he kind of takes the hits for us. We don't really need Broccoli Guy no more, and we just like go all out. Just pretty much all or nothing, you know?
Definitely, and that's something else to note is the Gulper. Gulper is an absolute beast, and the great thing about him too is now you can get him to level 70 without having to power him up and evolve him, which really does help, because when you look at his stats, just for instance, mine is only 3-star, 3-star plus 4, but you look at his stats compared to my maxed out Broccoli Guy, he's already got 2,000 more HP, 500 more defense. So, and when he's buffing himself with defense, he can actually survive a hit sometimes. So it's really, really good. But I'll let you keep going, man. Sorry about that. I just had to mention that, because I was pumped when that update came out, and I realized, oh, I can actually max level him, because I was like, this is going to take forever, but it worked well.
Yeah, for sure. So every day on Hall of Chaos, I make sure I go for 5 Gopers a day. Preferably, I like going for 5 Gopers and the ones that come with fire cubes as well, just so my Igniter Spitfire can do more damage, live longer, etc., etc. The reason why this team works, right, is just because you can make your units go all attack, build all attack runes, but because of Ninjini's crit rate buff up, it allows you to not use crit rate slot 2, which frees up so much more damage. And you know, there's always these strategies like, oh, let's do Light Jetpack, wide range damage down, this and that. But no, at the end of the day, I think just pure damage is the best way to consistently do this. We've seen a few B10 auto teams too with Kaboom. The reason why I like Ninjini is just because she only attacks a boss once, right? She only has one skill that attacks a boss, while the other one's a buffer. And the one that hits so hard. Like, we're getting 10k bonus hits, ignores 50% of defense, which is amazing. She's just an absolute like monster. Yeah. And on top of that, she has crit rate down, right? So, you know, Kaboom, he strips both the boss's buffs. Ninjini has crit rate down, which kind of is not as strong as a complete strip, but still, like, you know, negates half of it. Therefore, letting you do it at a high rate.
And the other thing on top of that with Ninjini, like, I'm a massive fan of Ninjini. I love her. I reckon she's an absolute beast. But the other great thing about that skill is that you do get the heal down. And that's something that I think is really underrated on the B10 boss as well, because he does have that self-heal when he does damage, so that the leech. And being able to reduce the healing he does, especially when you're going all-out damage, if you have to deal less damage to actually kill him, that's also awesome.
Yeah, for sure. Don't ever underestimate the heal. Like, when he kills your villain over and over, he'll keep healing, you know?
Yeah.
Yeah, so just every little bit counts. Every little bit helps the consistency, whether it's 5% to 10%. Eventually, you want to get it up to 100%, right? So
yeah. And like you said, in that team, you're really maximizing your offenses when you do use the Ninjini and the, what's his name? Igniter, because you're getting the attack buff, you're getting the defense break, and you're getting the crit buff. And the crit buff in this game is so important because even at 100% crit, you don't get as many crits as you want to. And like you said,
the boss has such high block rate, so
yeah. And like you said, you're building all out attack, especially on like your igniter, because you want the bombs to do good damage as well. But if you get those crits, it's going to do huge chunks of damage. So definitely love that. And do you have your Ninjini build on an attack build, or do you have her on a crit damage build?
Preferably, you want all 3 units on crit rate, crit damage. So you want all of them to get crit rate. Like the end game goal is to get all of them at least like 70 to 80% crit rate.
Yeah.
Without slot 2, right? And then the Ninjini will kind of just buff the rest up to like 190 to 100, right?
Yeah.
But right now, unfortunately, I don't have the rune quality to make them all like the substats to all get like really good crit rate. So my Ninjini is actually running like my attack runes right now for slot 2 and slot 6.
Yeah.
And my igniter is doing crit rate and crit damage on slot 2 and slot 6.
Okay,
Eventually, I want to replace that slot 2.
Yep. Have you played around with an attack build on igniter? Because the bombs bombs aren't too much of a worry. What do you prefer, the crit damage?
Yeah, overall, like just like for example, Tectone, his igniter has all broken sets, right? But that thing hits for like 13k sometimes. You kind of want, sometimes the bombs aren't going to detonate on the boss. It does take 5 turns. The first bomb's going to do work, but most of the time the second bomb's not going to detonate by the time you kill it or it kills you. So people like mainly prefer crit rate, crit damage.
Yeah, definitely, and yeah, like you said, Ninjini being able to cap that crit rate is actually just awesome. Like I love her for it. I reckon it's great. And then obviously the big key in this team is going for the all out damage. The real key is that Spitfire for getting through the waves, because if you try and replace the Spitfire with like a Kaboom or another AoE damage dealer, there's nothing that is as mana efficient as the Spitfire for AoE damage for clearing the waves. And that's what really makes the team work, I think. When you're using something like Igniter that has such a high mana cost, being able to bring something that has a 1 mana cost for 2 AoE attacks that include bombs, and you've got a chance to passive attack buff, he really is the cornerstone of that sort of all damage speed type team. So I know there'll be a lot of people going, but I don't have Spitfire, what do I do? Unfortunately, for that type of team, that is what you're going to be looking at for the Spitfire. But like you said, there was those other options. So we might go through the other options for sort of free to play. But I feel like these other options do require even better runes in some sense when you're going for more sustain. So do you want to go through those?
Oh yeah, first option we have here is Light Jetpack. He's very, very good on the boss. His heal does wide range damage down, therefore guaranteeing his consecutive attacks or his beams not one-shotting you. He stays very healthy on the waves because of his skill 1, which applies his shield. So he's overall a really good unit, right? It's just later on you're not going to really want long runs. You're going to want short runs. And on top of that, it's just you don't really want to waste 6 mana on the boss stage either. The heal is really nice to get you there, but ideally you don't want to be burning 6 mana, which is already like so high, You do get 5 mana when max skilled, but even then, if you're using Igniter, still just so much mana to invest in.
Yeah, and I think that's the key. If you're still bringing a Light Jetpack with the Igniter, yes, you do have the sustain, but it can end up being really long. Because whenever I've tried using like a Kaboom with an Igniter on auto, I just noticed that Igniter seems to want to take all the turns against the waves and not let Kaboom do his bombs. And then once you get to the boss, it just seems like Kaboom wants to attack and Igniter wants to sit there doing nothing. So it's a big mana battle between them. If you could set priorities on which stages who uses the mana, it'd be great. But yeah, when you've got high mana costs like that and then you throw in a 6 mana heal, it does get a bit tight. Another thing, I don't know if you've noticed this. I've had a fair few people message me about Light Jetpack, that when you awaken Light Jetpack, the heal actually gets reduced. Have you heard that as well?
For sure. So that's actually something that a lot of players that awaken their Light Jetpack notice. We're not sure if it's intended right now because it does give focus buff up too, so we're not sure if that's a balance kind of change or if it's actually just a bug, So for now, just try +5 in him instead.
Yeah, for me, I think it sounds like a bug because yes, you get focus. But man, like, who's going to want to sacrifice half their heal for a focus buff? Like, really? And consider, you got to consider also that when you do awaken, you're getting bonus stats. He heals based off his HP, so he's going to get more HP, but then the heal goes down. So I definitely think that is a bug, and it would be great if they could just confirm that or or what's the other word? Or non-confirm it, because I can't think of the word. But yeah, if they could just let us know which way it's actually meant to go, because I'm not a big fan of the idea that you're trying to improve your unit and it gets worse. So that's just a little one to keep in mind. I definitely think unawakened jetvac, if you're going that route and you haven't awakened him yet, is probably the option. Now, did you want to go on to another option?
Oh yeah, we'll go over Kaboom. That was kind of everyone's go-to initially.
Yep.
He has a great kit, that charge, when skilled up with just like 2 levels, he will absolutely strip like both buffs the boss gives, which the boss gives crit rate and crit damage, right?
Yeah.
Just making you very durable. And on top of that, the bombs skill 2 is great for wave clear. However, the meta kind of changed, and for Kaboom users now, they use skill 1 and skill 3. So skill 1 attack breaks, and they kind of just rely on Spitfire to clear the waves, with Igniter just like one-shotting things. It is a little slower, but it's a lot safer because when you get to the boss, anyone knows if you use 4 mana on the boss, that's just going to be a big detriment to your Igniter. So we're going to use this 2 mana spell instead, attack break the boss, and then just give it a little more durability.
Yeah, 100%. And once again, that is the skill 1 and skill 3 when you're using the Spitfire team, because Kaboom actually becomes an amazing support unit. Like you said, you're bringing an attack break, and you're bringing a strip, which basically mitigates a hell of a lot of the boss's damage. If you were going free-to-play route using the light jetvac, you'd be using the bombs, would you? And
yeah, for sure. You need the bombs if you're using light jetvac too, just because you don't have the wave clear.
Yeah, definitely. So that's just one to take into account. But once again, Spitfire seems like he's going to be the cornerstone of most strong, reliable B10 teams. So I'm still going to try and avoid getting the Spitfire, because I just want to make toys with those extra 250 we get from the Master Eon. So I'm still going to experiment with other stuff. But if you're going for the safe option that you want to know that works, and obviously fast runs too, because like I said, that Spitfire, just the AoE damage on low mana is amazing. You want to jump to the next option?
The next option, well, those are kind of the only 2 free-to-play options. The next option is very expensive. It's Ember. This guy was very, very hyped up. If you read his passive, he turns invulnerable every 3 turns, which is always something that kind of sounds good on paper, right, Volkin?
100%.
However, his mana, his damage skills just seem very, very underwhelming. We have people on AU that maxed out all her skills, but they still say Igniter's better. So unfortunately, we decided to ditch Ember. If you guys don't know me, I'm a huge Ember fan. I have mine 6-star Awakened. I farmed it every day in extreme dungeons. However, it's kind of
and you have the amazing emotes.
Yeah, for sure. Ember emotes. But yeah, so we're gonna have to put it on a back burner. As a free-to-play player, you can't really invest all these skill gems just to make one unit slightly outclassed by a 3-star unit, which is Igniter. So
yeah, definitely.
RP Ember.
Yep, 100%. And like you said, so like I said, you're actually autoing B10 at the moment with your team of the Spitfire, Igniter, and Ningini. Yes. You said you have got a video on your YouTube channel, so I'll leave a link to that as well if you guys want to see some of his runs. That was before he had skill ups, correct? Is that correct? That was before the skill ups.
Yep.
So
no skill ups.
Now that he's started really pumping in and investing the skill ups, the team is getting more reliable, and I'll make sure to force Spamandrice to upload an updated video with his more reliable runs, because it's definitely good to actually be able to see the runs and see how they are doing, because it's awesome. So I'll leave that link in the description. Make sure you go over there and actually drop him a sub, give it a view, because Spam is one of those guys that's doing some amazing content on Twitch, and it's good to be able to have his content on YouTube as well. For reference, like I said, he's ahead of me, he's ahead of the game, and he's a good one to watch. But is there any other units you wanted to go through for this, or was that pretty much it?
Unfortunately, just a lot of things outclassed him. He was just good because you could use his skill 1 onto the and it will apply a defense buff. Unfortunately, it doesn't work on auto, so people ditched him.
Yep. Which one was that? Sorry, who was that?
Everything else was more just of a...
Oh, your audio's cutting out. I think your mic's a bit broken, dude. You there, man?
I was gonna say the units I was going to be skilling up. What skills I'm going to be skilling up.
Oh yeah,
I'm cutting out a little bit.
Yeah, sorry. I think we missed a big chunk of that, but that's all right. Which unit were you talking about with the defense up on the first skill?
Excuse me, sorry, we cut out for a bit.
Okay, we're both cutting out. We'll blame technical issues. That's pretty much all the units, but we'll go through the skill ups that you are going to do. So this is actually a really good point on skill ups that you want to target. So hit us up with those skill ups.
All right, the most important one would be Igniter Skill 2. If you guys don't know, that's a very, very heavy mana spell, 6 mana. Getting it down to 5 mana is your bread and butter. It breaks the defense. You're going to add 25% extra attack. Must have, right?
Yep.
Second most important thing would probably be Ninjini Skill 2. People don't really know the power of Ninjini until they see him hit the B10 boss, right?
Oh, yeah.
She actually carries the team with that skill. Unfortunately, it's on a long cooldown, but it's still pretty important, right?
Yeah, I know.
It's hard.
When I test runs without even attack buff, like that ignore defense hits super hard. So with attack buff, it does crazy damage. It's amazing. And yeah, 100% getting that rate up, because 60% is a bit low. You jump that up to 85%, and you're getting that proc pretty often.
Yep. And then the last one would be Spitfire's passive. If you guys don't know, it's a free 2-turn attack buff if you max that out. And it just combines very well with like Ninjini's crit rate buff. You're just going to be hitting hard. The B10 boss is not going to have a chance to retaliate. And yeah, that's pretty much the strategy. Just, all in.
All in, I love it. YOLO. Yeah, 100%. It's and definitely like I said, that Spitfire, we saw it from a long way away that he was going to be a good unit. And the great thing about him is, obviously, like I said, I want to build something different just to be different. But if you do go for Spitfire, he's still amazing in PvP and pretty much everywhere anyway. Like something with double AoEs with no mana cost, that passive, and a crit damage leader skill. Like, I mean, can you get much more on your team? So
yeah, for sure.
So is that about it for units you wanted to talk about and everything?
Yeah, that's about it. Is there anyone that you potentially liked? I know you're a big Gear Shift fan.
Yeah, I'm still working on the Gear Shift. I'm actually farming Wailing 9 at the moment to try and get some dodge runes and test Gear Shift as well, because I like her and I want to make it work, but I just don't know. If we knew the boss's accuracy, I'd have a better idea, but I feel like the boss just has way too much stats for it to work. I just don't evade enough. So I will keep testing that. Once I get a full set of dodge runes, I will make an updated video on the Gear Shift. But for now, I think we'll stick to what we know works and follow Spamandrice and get what he's doing. But any last words you want to say? Where can people find you? Repeat it.
Yeah, you guys can find me on Twitch. I'm there every day. I haven't missed a day of streaming since I started last month. And you guys can find me on YouTube. I recently started doing more YouTube. I think it's kind of fun. But right now it's mainly just highlights from my stream. So if you guys could check that out too, I'd be really, really appreciative.
Yeah, beautiful. And like I said, he is doing great things. He's ahead of me, so definitely check him out for that B10 content. All those links will be in the description. His B10 runs, his YouTube channel, his Twitch channel. Make sure you check it out. Roughly what time do you stream on Twitch?
On weekdays is about 5 p.m. Eastern. And then on weekends, it's just like I stream a lot on weekends, probably 12 hours Saturday, 12 hours Sunday. So it's just kind of all over the place. Yeah,
the no life weekend's beautiful. That's awesome, dude. Awesome. All right. So thank you very much for coming to the channel, man. I really do appreciate it. I hope you guys did like this video. Give it a thumbs up if you want to see more collabs like this. I really do think that these give really good value because they give different perspectives, and two opinions are always better than one. So thanks for watching, guys, and I look forward to seeing you in the next one. Cheers.